What's up guys? It's Zach and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we'll be talking about the Wolverine. From the back alleys of Canada to the heart of the X-Men, Wolverine has become one of the most iconic and complex characters in comic book history. With his claws, healing factor, and tortured past, Wolverine redefined what it meant to be a hero in a world of larger-than-life figures. But what made Wolverine the anti-hero who changed comics forever? Let's find out. It all began in 1974 when Wolverine first appeared in The Incredible Hulk 180. Created by writer Roy Thomas, artist Lin Wayne, and artist John Romita Sr., Wolverine was introduced as a mysterious Canadian mutant, fighting the Hulk in a brief but memorable encounter. At first glance, Wolverine seemed like just another tough guy with claws. But there was something deeper about him. What set Wolverine apart was his rawness, his primal nature. He was a far cry from the polished heroes of the time. No cape, no grand speeches, just a man with a deep inner rage and a mysterious past. With his unrefined, savage edge, Wolverine quickly became a standout character. But it wasn't until his joining of the X-Men in 1975's giant-sized X-Men 1 that his true potential was realized. In 1975, the mutant team, known as the X-Men, underwent a drastic transformation. Led by Professor Charles Xavier, the X-Men expanded beyond the original lineup to include new members like Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and of course, Wolverine. Unlike the more idealistic characters, Wolverine was a loner, a reluctant member, constantly butting heads with his teammates and struggling to fit into a world of rules and morality. He was no Superman. He was a wild card. Wolverine's inclusion in the X-Men comics introduced an anti-hero dynamic that had never been seen in superhero teams before. His cynical outlook, violent methods, and refusal to follow traditional heroics set him apart from the likes of Cyclops and Professor X. This made him a more relatable and unpredictable character, a stark contrast to the moral certainty of his teammates. In 1982, Wolverine got his first solo miniseries, written by Chris Claremont and illustrated by Frank Miller. This landmark story not only delved deeper into Wolverine's tortured past, but also set the tone for his future solo adventures. The series saw him journey to Japan, exploring his samurai heritage and grappling with the darkness inside himself. This storyline was groundbreaking because it revealed a new side of Wolverine, his inner conflict. While he was undoubtedly a fierce warrior, Wolverine 1 also showed his vulnerability, his sense of honor, and the weight of his past. His story was no longer just about a mutant with claws. It was about a man struggling with his violent tendencies and seeking a sense of purpose. Throughout the 1980s and the 1990s, Wolverine's character continued to evolve. From the haunting Weapon X story arc, where we learned of his brutal experimentation at the hands of the government, to the emotionally charged Dark Phoenix saga, Wolverine's complexity grew. He wasn't just a brute, he was a man struggling with his humanity, making him more relatable than many of his fellow heroes. Wolverine's impact on pop culture reached new heights in 2000 when Hugh Jackman first portrayed the character in X-Men. Jackman's portrayal of the gruff, tormented anti-hero brought Wolverine to a new generation, cementing him as one of the most beloved characters in comic book films. Perhaps the most defining moment and Wolverine's legacy came in 2017 with Logan. This R-rated film not only redefined the superhero genre, but also showcased Wolverine as an aging, broken hero struggling with his own mortality. Logan was a culmination of everything Wolverine represented. An anti-hero who, despite his violent nature, had always sought a sense of redemption. In Logan, Wolverine's story comes full circle. No longer the unstoppable force he once was, he is now a man who has paid for his sins, trying to protect the next generation of mutants. This film, which was raw, emotional, and brutally honest, proved that Wolverine was more than just a comic book character. He was a symbol of the struggle between rage and redemption, and his journey reflected the complexities of the human condition. Wolverine's legacy in comic books cannot be overstated. As one of the first true anti-heroes, he paved the way for characters like Deadpool, the Punisher, and countless others. His complexity, internal conflict, and willingness to operate in the morally gray areas of heroism opened the door for new, darker storytelling in the comic book medium. And Wolverine's story is far from over. With new X-Men films on the horizon and his eventual return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the anti-hero who changed comic books forever will continue to evolve. Will he remain the tortured warrior, or will a new chapter in his life redefine what it means to be Wolverine? Wolverine's legacy is one of rage, redemption, and reinvention. From his early days as a mysterious mutant to his status as a global icon, Wolverine changed the comic book world and the superhero genre forever. What's your favorite Wolverine moment? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite comic book characters.